Peace and love, everybody. It's your man, Manny Faces, back with another episode of HipHop Innovates with Manny Faces. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. This is a video series that I'm putting together. Real short videos. I'm trying to do it every weekday. They're just little interludes of giving you inspiration and insights and news and views from within hip-hop music and culture. Stuff that you probably aren't going to get in too many other places, and stuff that's important to me, but my track record is pretty good. I think it will be important to you if you're a fan of hip hop, if you're a fan of the music and the culture of hip hop outside of sort of what's on the radio and what you see on the every day. Now, Saturday, April 6th, the Center for Hip Hop Advocacy will be a media sponsor of Can't Stop Hip Hop, the education movement, a one-day conference at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. I'll be there. I'll be participating and working with people and interviewing. There's going to be music workshops, ciphers, art, dance, beats, all kind of stuff. It's a great way that they're going to be showing how hip hop and education are becoming this great force used for good. Shouts to everyone at the Hip Hop EX Lab up at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. Check it out if you're in the area. It's free to register. Go to Eventbrite and just look for Can't Stop Hip Hop, the education movement. There's going to be a ton. If you look at the Eventbrite, there's going to be a ton of performances and presenters and workshops and just really showing you hip hop on a grander scale. And that's what we're doing here at HipHop Innovates. I'm bringing you hip hop innovation in the field of hip hop. I'll be at the Can't Stop Hip Hop Education Conference to put together a special episode of Hip Hop Could Save America. It's the podcast where I interview innovators, just amazing people doing amazing things, incorporating hip hop into different places. Again, education, museums and library and archiving, fine arts, theater, science and technology, politics and activism. Hip Hop Can Save America is the podcast you should be checking out if you're looking for hip hop on a grander scale, smarter, just innovative. That's the word of the day. But I'm really showing you hip hop that innovates. Every time I do one of these videos, I want to just give you one quick snippet, something to think about, something to look into, go and go down a rabbit hole, go down a Google rabbit hole. I'm not going to give you everything. But so today, sort of in light of what happened in New Zealand, the attacks on Muslims in their house of worship, this murder, this white supremacist-fueled, horrific act of violence. I just want to hat tip and give my respect and love to the Muslim representatives throughout the world, and specifically in and around hip hop music and culture. As a cat from the sort of the golden era, Islam made an impression on hip hop throughout the years, from 5%ers, being represented in music and in songs preaching, 5% Nation of Islam, Islamic, ideology in music that was on the radio during the day. That was really impressive because it didn't matter if you were Muslim. It didn't matter what you preached or what you followed in your personal life. But it was great to get the perspectives from young people that spoke in the same language as us, right? We spoke the same vernacular. We spoke the same slang. We understood what was happening. When we were talking about daily mathematics and stuff, we were paying attention, even though we didn't know nothing about nothing, because it was interesting and we found it compelling. And so that's always been at the heart of hip hop. Now, today we don't see a lot of that kind of music on the mainstream level, but some of the artists are of the Muslim faith. If you Google it, just Google, hip hop artists, rappers that are Muslim. You'll find 15, 20, you'll find some of the bigger names, but you'll also find some of the underground artists. And I urge you to do that because, and it's not just the United States, it's worldwide. Obviously, Islam being as powerful as it is, throughout the world. And I want you to spend time today, when you're listening to this video, to pay attention to a Muslim artist, to an artist of the Muslim faith. Some of them you may already know and not even realize. If you look at the articles, you'll see what I'm talking about. Some of your favorite rappers might be, Muslim. Maybe not wear it on their sleeve or really, go into the full thing like a Brother Ali does, for example. But they still follow the faith. And throughout the world, because Islam is such an important religion throughout the world, and some of the social justice issues that are affecting Muslim people in different countries are, of socio-political importance, you're going to find a lot of protest music, a lot of personal struggle music, that are being delivered by our Muslim brethren and sisters. And so I think that today should be a day of discovery. So that's what I'm urging you guys to do. I'm going to go back and do that myself, but I'm going to also listen to an old episode of Newsbeat. You hear me talk about the Newsbeat podcast a lot. It is mine. Well, it's partially mine. I'm just a player in the game. So disclaimer, I'm the producer and the host, but I work with a team of journalists. And what we do is we combine social justice and civil liberties journalism, real news, real journalism, interviews with experts and activists and people that have been hurt by injustice in the world. We interview them. We put it together into a narrative. We underlay it with music and soul and sort of like a score, like a movie score. Like you hear during a movie, you get the feeling behind the issues. And then what I do is I'm able to introduce and intersperse hip hop lyrics, original rap lyrics by some of the greatest independent artists in the world that I happen to know through all of my work as a hip hop journalist. KM, my man, my mellow from Chicago. He's the son of a Libyan revolutionary. He's a Libyan American. He's spoken on these issues. He's a Muslim. He's spoken on these issues, and he spoke about in his own music. And I invited him to participate in an episode of Newsbeat called Hijacking Jihad. My man KM right here. You'll find out more about him. Facebook.com. This is KM, Kayem. I want you to check him out. Check out his work. Check out this episode of Newsbeat where we talk about the word jihad and how it's been bastardized by right-wing media and the terrorists, the ones who bastardize Islam in the name of their ideology. It's a really interesting topic. We're really happy to report on it. Again, a mixture of real news with hip hop, and it's really compelling, and it gets it out, especially to cats like you. If you're listening to me, there's no reason why you shouldn't be listening to this podcast. This podcast is right up your alley. Social justice journalism, original hip hop lyric. It's like Democracy Now! And Black Thought had a podcast, baby. I can't say it ain't better than that. So do check that out. My man KM, I wanted to tip my hat to the Muslim artists that I've worked with and that I've seen across the planet. And I urge you to do the same, especially as we mourn the loss of those in New Zealand and really across the world where we've seen right-wing extremism aimed at Islam and the peaceful prayer-seeking people that don't have anything to do with how their religion is being bastardized, just like how right-wing Caucasian extremism, right, doesn't necessarily represent the ideals of every Christian or every white person. But if you're not speaking out on it, if you're a white person and you're not speaking out about these things, especially if you're, I don't know, an elected leader, an elected official of the United States of America, and you're not speaking about this, then you are complicit, and you're more than complicit. You are allowing it to happen. So I do hip hop videos every day. I want to put my face out there. Admittedly, I want everyone to know that I know about these things and I speak about all these great things that are happening in hip hop, and come to me, I'm the expert, But it would be fraudulent of me to not take these opportunities to, number one, tell you that I personally renounce all of this white supremacy, all of this disgusting abuse towards people of color or people of different religions throughout the world. And secondly, remind you that no social movement has been more inclusive. No social movement has been more outspoken. Yeah, you want to call out the misogyny. You want to call out the homophobia. You want to call out all these things in hip hop, but you forget that no social movement across the globe has been more inclusive of people across all demographics, across all age groups, of course, across all religions. No borders. No borders can hold hip hop. And when you go to a hip hop show anywhere in the world, you're going to see people of all different races, all different demographics. And we are here in solidarity against that bullshit. My name is Manny Faces. Check me out whenever you can. Peace. I'll see y'all tomorrow.